Ellyse, looking forward to Saturday's match?
Yeah, very much so. I think we've been talking about it for a long time now, and the fact that it's pretty much here now is really exciting. And obviously the lead up this week is going to be really important, but there's a great feeling amongst the group, and to be able to start the international summer for Australian cricket is a huge honour, and I think something that we really want to do well.
How would you describe the atmosphere in the group at the moment?
Yeah, great. I mean, we've sort of all coming together today, having just played a weekend with our state teams, but we've had a really wonderful pre-season together. Actually, we spent a lot of time in camp, and we've sort of been building towards this for quite a few months across the winter. So there's a real sense of anticipation and excitement, and I think this year is probably the greatest opportunity we've ever had to showcase our team to the Australian public, and we really want to do a good job with it.
A big morning for you guys this morning. How was it spreading the Watch Me message?
Oh yeah, look, I think the campaign's been absolutely brilliant, and the Watch Me tag sort of really sings true to our values in terms of wanting to play a great brand of cricket. We want to entice people to come down and enjoy themselves. Obviously there's a great setup here on Saturday with lots of things happening on the field, but also around the ground in terms of the Lego for kids, I think a champagne stall for adults, and then obviously ice cream and cake as well. So there's I think there's just a really cool chance for people to come down and have a really fun night, and I think we want to play some great cricket which people enjoy more than anything.
Crack at the Kiwis is an opportunity as well, desperate to get back at them after early last year.
Always keen to get back at the Kiwis or get one over them. They're a great rival of ours, and they've got some wonderful players, and there's a little bit of unknown about their team too, some new players and some, I guess, fresh and exciting faces for them. So it's a really important 3-game series for us, especially leading into the T20 World Cup, to get some momentum over them early in our own conditions before we go to the West Indies. So so it's going to be a big challenge.
Yeah, in that respect, are these 3 games coming up almost just practice games?
Definitely not practice matches. We've played enough of them over the winter, and as I said before, I think this is maybe one of the best opportunities we've had as a team to showcase what we can do to the Australian public, and hopefully excite our fans, but also bring new fans into the sport, young boys and girls, mums and dads, anyone really. So from that point of view, there's a really serious matches, and it's also a series in itself that we want to win, and we want to win all our series. So it's something that we're really looking forward to.
You mentioned a few fresh faces in the Kiwis camp. A couple of would-be debutants in your squad as well. What have you made of them?
Amazing young kids, and incredibly talented, and I think really speak volumes for our team and where it's going, and I think also the depth that we now have in Australian women's cricket. Taylor and Georgia are pretty young, but the way that they compete and what they've done, I guess, to get themselves selected, they're right up there in terms of the quality of cricket that they're capable of playing. So it's nice to have a couple of fresh faces in the squad. I think that always adds a bit of excitement to a group, but also we've got a lot of familiar faces too that have played a lot of cricket together and love playing together. So it's a really good blend.
What about your own expectations, Ellyse? You had an amazing year last year. I mean, can you go next level?
Look, I think that's the goal for everyone, is that you want to play better each year, and I think that's what keeps you motivated, and as a squad, absolutely. I mean, particularly the T20 game in women's cricket over the last 12 months has just exploded, and the stats on average innings scores and where that's kind of going means that everyone's had to evolve a lot and really take their game to a new level, and I'm certainly no different, but I think across the group everyone's really even in this pre-season taking their game further forward.
What expectations are you putting on yourself personally out there in the middle?
The expectation is to contribute to the team and do whatever I can to help us win, and I think that's everyone's kind of expectation within the group. We've got a really clear style of play that we want to execute, and I think that takes 11 people in the group playing whatever role they need to play on any given day. So I'm really looking forward to the challenge. I think everyone is, especially looking here on a very lovely North Sydney oval, which is typically a great batting wicket and pretty hard to bowl on.
You know exactly what a good wicket this is to bat on. Is it pretty special for you to come back to this ground after your success here before?
Yeah, look, to be honest, I think it's a really special ground for us to all come back to. you know, like in a sense, I think, you know, we've got the Boxing Day Test match at the MCG and you know, the New Year's Test match at the SCG. I'd love to think that North Sydney Oval is the Australian Women's Cricket Ground, and you know, every year if we play here, it's going to be a special event and it's going to be something that people love to come down to. It's a great place to watch cricket. It's beautiful, it's historic, and yeah, I think we really want to own this ground. So yeah, it is a special place for us.
The efforts that you've made, like engaging with the fans after the game and all that, how important is that to you to keep doing that?
Yeah, I think it's essential, really. I mean, people coming down and supporting, and particularly young girls and boys, is really the lifeblood of our team, but also the sport, and so it's our responsibility to make sure that we give them a great experience. And you know, I guess personally and selfishly, they give you a huge pep in your step as well, to know that people take delight in what you're doing. And yeah, so from that point of view, I think the team loves sharing moments and experiences with fans, and particularly young boys and girls, and hopefully there's plenty of them on Saturday night.
Just getting back to Taylor, have you had a chance, I know you're just in camp, but have you had a chance to have a chat with her, or what would your advice be if she does get a chance to
Yeah, I've chatted to Taylor a bit. She was in camp with us a couple of weeks ago, and you know, bowled so well that it probably got her into the squad, so she doesn't need too much advice from me, but you know, I've absolutely loved the way that she has approached her opportunity, and she really, you know, is incredibly exciting in terms of the fact that she's probably our fastest bowler. Like she really gives everything 100% when she's out there, and I think, you know, she's going to take a lot of people by surprise. So for her, she just needs to do her thing, and I think keep it pretty simple, really.
And it's, you know, over a year on from that landmark MOU deal.
Yep.
What, you know, now that you've had a sort of year to look back on, and the pre-season that you guys have all had, what's the major difference been? What sort of stands out?
Oh, look, I think it's probably broader than the MOU. I think it's just the fact that you know, there's been a huge amount of investment in the women's game, and it's really, I guess, coming through at the top end, where I spoke about we've got amazing depth now in the quality of players that we have across the country, and that's because they've been in full-time training programs that's giving them an opportunity to probably start training younger, but also train a lot more, play a lot more matches. I think on top of that, the incredible support that we've had from Cricket Australia to further grow the game. I mean, you look at the Watch Me campaign that's been out for a few months, and there's been a huge amount of time and effort put into that. You know, the new broadcast deal as well has given us a lot more air to, I guess, promote the game, and so all those things combined with a real appetite from, I guess, the public to see more women's sport has meant that as athletes, conditions have got so much better, and yeah, it's a really exciting time to be a part of it.